race. And on the front row, it's Martin Henkel Mortens, and alongside him will be Ville Lainen from Finland. Konstantin Schöll and Dionysius Liveris on row number 2. Manuel Tenschert and Matthias Lund on row 3. Johan Andersson and Slavomir Moransky, row 4. Christoph Adams and Geza Fodor on row 5, with Marcel Steinert and Patrick Weinstock on the last row of the grid. 10 minutes plus an additional lap in this particular encounter. So after this, we will go to a short break. The action will resume at around about 4:30 this afternoon. So we still have a lot of racing action to conclude with round 3 of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here in Austria, when we head to Germany, to Wackersdorf. It's an hour outside of Munich. The final round of the championship taking place between the 28th and 30th of September. So nearly about 2 months away before we crown our 4 champions in all 4 classes, as the field now concertinas into the rolling start formation procedure. So side by side, 2x2 formation. So the front 2 now controlling the pace. On pole position will be Martin Henkel Mortens. Alongside him will be close rival Ville Lainen as well. So they come through towards the final part of the track. So the field gets together very quickly. 12 drivers, 6 rows of racing action set to get underway here for the second time for DD2 and DD2+Masters here in Austria, amidst fantastic, glorious Austrian sunshine. So now they come round through into the tram lines. The revs rise, the red lights go out, and we go racing, heading down into turn 1. And Martin Henkel Mortens instantly keeps the lead, going into turn number 3 for the first time. Looks like there might be Konstantin Schöll right with him. Tenschert, well, let's just see what happens here. Is there's going to be a bit of jostling for position in the initial phase of this race. So just under 10 minutes plus an additional lap to go. So Konstantin Schöll is in second place now. And Ville Lainen looks to be at, I think, probably 6th or 7th position by my reckoning, as the leaders come across the line. Ville Lainen all the way down in 6th. Andersson and Lund have got past the Finn, who started on the front row. But at the moment, Martin Henkel Mortens has a gap of nearly 0.3 of a second between himself and Konstantin Schöll, who started behind him on the starting grid. But Schöll got the better of Ville Lainen, who has dropped significantly down the order from 2nd to 6th on the very first lap. So again, another closely packed field. But so at the minute, leading the DD2+Masters in this race is Manuel Tenschert in the 584. He's currently 3rd overall, so he's fighting with the other 2 at the front, and has got Matthias Lund closing on him. Now, Ollie spoke to him a bit earlier on today, and the reason why Matthias, he's only 16 years of age, but because you have to run, if you're 8, you can't run a DD2 kart in his native country, because you have to be 18 or above. So the Rotax Max Euro Trophy has allowed him to progress in this category, so maybe if he does go back to his native country when he's 18, he'll have a good couple of years of experience under his belt. Nice little tidbit from Ollie. He's been fantastic in the interviews today. He's also been doing some really good work finding out what's been going on. But meanwhile, at the front of the field, Martin Henkel Mortensen is leading by over half a second from Konstantin Schöll, with Manuel Tenschert coming under increased pressure from Matthias Lund in 4th. Johan Andersson and Dionysius Liveris ran out the top 6. Ville Lainen has now dropped down into 7th position. That's a bit of a disaster for the Finn in this initial phase of the race. But he still has plenty of time to make his way through the field. And all 12 competitors last time around were separated by just over 4.5 seconds. Looks like the gaps are starting to extend between some of the competitors. There is a train of 5 at the back being led by Christoph Adams. 5.1 seconds actually is the spread between the entire field as we head on to lap number 4. And Konstantin Schöll is losing a bit of distance between himself and Martin Henkel-Mortensen, who continues to lead and continues this really fast pace. Last time around, the points leader in the 424 did a 42.580 around the 1140 meter facility here in Austria. So 6 minutes 30 on the clock to go. Henkel-Mortensen leads. The gap, I think, will further be extended right now. 0.9 of a second from him and Konstantin Schöll is the gap, and a further 1.1 seconds to Manuel Tenschert, who has got Matthias Lund, quite frankly, breathing down his neck, about a quarter of a second behind. Now you can see the battle for what is 5th place. That is Dionysius Livris fighting with Johan Andersson and also Ville Villainen at the back of that 3-cart train. So Steinert has got past Muransky. Adams now down in 10th position. As you can see that sometimes when they're pushing these carts really, really hard, they do sometimes get a little bit sideways, and with the ambient temperature and also the track temperature could sometimes compromise the actual wear rate that these Mojo tyres have. But they've been very, very durable this season. And the gap now between Martin Henkel-Mortensen and Konstantin Schöll is an impressive 1.255 seconds, as we now are on lap number 6. Nearly at half race distance, plus an additional lap to go here. So this is the last of our second round of qualifying heats. We will then have the last barrage a little bit later on. So we're at half race distance. Martin Henkel-Mortensen leads from Konstantin Schöll by over 1.257 seconds. Manuel Tenschert now 2.668 off the leader. Matthias Lund, Johan Andersson round out the top 5. Dionysius Livris and Ville Villainen are 6th and 7th ahead of Marcel Steinert, who started in 11th place. Slavoj Muransky now is a position down on where he started, down in 9th place. Christoph Adams, the DD2+Masters current points leader, now in 10th ahead of Patrick Weinstock. And Geza Fodor in the 599. But the battle is clearly on between the likes of Andersson, Livris and Villainen. That is your battle from 5th to 7th place. And meanwhile, Martin Henkel-Mortensen is still leading by now over 1.6 seconds. He's going to further extend that gap because he is still running in the 42.5s. Konstantin Schöll last time around was running in the 42.9s, so about a 0.4 of a second differential between the two at the front of the field. So Henkel-Mortensen's lead is now 1.87 seconds. Tenschert in 3rd, Lund in 4th, Andersson, Livris and Villainen round out the top 7. The entire field separated by only 9.2 seconds as we go on to lap number 9. 3 minutes 19 plus an additional lap to go. And the battles are sort of dissipating somewhat, especially the one at the front of the field with Henkel-Mortensen just getting clear air and just running away like a scalded cat. And he's doing a good job thus far, so this is going to help his grid position for tomorrow's finals. Gap now over 2 seconds between Henkel-Mortensen and Konstantin Schöll for the lead of the race. Tenschert does his best lap of the race as well, a 42.882 from the 584. Continuing to lead the DD2+Masters category in this particular race, with Christoph Adams 3rd in class, in 10th position overall, just behind Muransky, who was the points leader coming out of Genk. Then Adams took that lead quite convincingly with a double win in Kristianstad.